Would you believe that somebody failed their driving assessment in the last 30 seconds of their driving assessment? But if they complained, the decision would have been reversed. A few days ago, we had a call by a parent whose son failed the driving assessment at Mirrabooka Licensing Centre because they didn't give way to somebody that's coming from their left-hand side just back at the entry at Mirrabooka Licensing Centre. I'm going to recreate the scenario, what happened on that day. So the candidate was finishing their driving assessment and they were about to get inside the licensing centre through the entrance of Mirrabooka Avenue. Any entrance and exit should have priority, so that would prevent clogging up the traffic, especially if the entrance or exit is connected to the main road. There was a driver on the left-hand side where there's a bump clearly, so there's a reason somebody put that speed bump there. The driver that was on the left-hand side was turning and crossing the path of the learner driver that was coming into the car park, so they would have crossed their path towards the exit. We spoke to a few most experienced assessors in Perth and they totally share our point of view. They also mentioned that compliance officers are the ones who made the decision regarding this entrance, and if that's what their judgment is, I question their competence. Let's see it from a different perspective. So the left-hand side, the green arrow would be entrance, which is really close to the main road. If I was a driver where there's a red arrow, if there's a car coming on my right-hand side and clearly entering very close to the main road, clearly entering the car park, I would certainly give way to that vehicle because that's the right-hand side rule. Back to the speed bumps and why they initially, when they built this car park, why did they construct those speed bumps? Because people should be slower in the region where there are speed bumps. Why didn't they put the speed bumps in the entrance? You be the judge. There's a second aspect to car parks. Car parks are private property and road rules not necessarily apply. But let's use common sense. Let's think of this place here as an uncontrolled intersection. Now, I'm coming towards that exit from the other side where I'm going to be on the right-hand side to any incoming traffic. And of course, I'm going to give way to the cars that are coming on my right-hand side. I will never, under no circumstances, cross that vehicle's path to exit the car park. But the problem is, if we teach young drivers wrong things, it may be very costly. Do they have double standards? Now I'm going to take you to the entrance on the other side of the same car park, which is just off Chesterfield Road. It is exactly the same situation, but the ruling is completely opposite, which is, by the way, how it should be. The father of the young gentleman who failed his driving test that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, who's a professional driver and has been driving for a living for the last 35 years, stated that it's identical situation other than some geometrical attributes. The fact that the right-hand side rule must be respected did not change. And there's also, you'll see in a moment, there's a white painted dotted line that represents the give way from the left-hand side. If you turn left here, there's a section of a car park that's on the left-hand side which gives way. So if you intended to exit from that side without giving way, you would fail on the spot. It is exactly the same situation, but the ruling is completely different. So you be the judge if there are double standards. Lastly, be aware of drivers not understanding and not executing things correctly, where you potentially might have to give way even if you don't need to according to the rules. We always teach people to do everything possible to prevent any type of accident, even minor accidents. As always, feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.